So they added a bunch of Overwatch stuff to Fortnite. Yeah, cool, whatever. More importantly is that Fortnite has made some significant changes to the core of Zero Build. And there are a lot of changes to talk about. And as somebody who has extensively talked about the changes in Zero Build specifically, I wanted to go over all of these changes and give my thoughts. Anyways, let's get into this. Let's start with the big one, pocket items. Now in Zero Build, pressing your build key will bring up an extra utility item that you always have access to. They do not take up a slot and you have infinite uses of them on cooldown. I love this. Utility items are what give Zero Build its depth, and now being able to carry one around for free is a godsend. You don't have to fight for an inventory slot anymore. Utility items are still in rotation and you can carry them, but the pocket item is more of a bonus. Right now, the items you can pocket are Med Mist, Shield Bubbles, and Shockwaves. I'm fine with that. I don't have a problem with shockwaves like most people, and besides, the cooldown for using it is like 30 seconds. This is arguably the most balanced shockwaves have ever been. There's only really one issue with pocket items at the moment. Because everybody basically starts with infinite shockwaves, they've decreased mobility item spawn rates. So if you're like me and you'd rather pocket another item like Med Mists, you're gonna be struggling for mobility a little. If you want to change your pocket item, you can add a vending machine for the steep price of 50 gold. At the moment, it is just these 3 items. I'm excited to see which items you'll be able to pocket later. There are so many good items to choose from, like the portacover. You know, the portacover? The comically small wall you can throw down in Lawless that wasn't that useful at all? Yeah, I want them to add that. It'd be very funny. The next one on the list is Overshield Siphon. Now, whenever you get an elimination, your overshields will fully recharge. That's awesome. It's a nice reward for playing more aggressively. It's no secret that a big problem in Zero Build is people playing it incredibly cautiously, especially in ranked. Playing aggressive in Zero Build is incredibly risky and can go bad quickly, and while this is still true, the reward for successfully getting away with it is much greater. If you can actually get a pick from a push, this healing would help you recover from whatever damage you've taken. And besides, it's just overshields. You're gonna get those back naturally anyways. So instead of having to wait those few precious seconds, you now get that back instantly. This also kind of helps with third parties in a weird way. After finishing a fight, you're not left as defenseless as you were before. 50 health is not a lot by any means, but it could be a difference maker in tight situations. We'll just have to wait and see how effective this actually is. Regardless, I love this addition. There's also a few more simple changes to Zero Build, like pickaxe sprinting. I never thought I'd see the day that CSGO knife running would be added to Fortnite. Now, when you run with your pickaxe equipped, you'll have infinite sprint, letting you run around the map much easier. On paper, this sounds busted, but in practice, it doesn't really do a lot. Fortnite has kind of had a problem with runners, and this sounds like this would just add to it, letting people run around the map as long as they want. However, this is just infinite sprint with no speed boost whatsoever, and jump fatigue is still in the game, so you can't hop around everywhere. This is mainly meant to help you get across the map and help you get into cover faster. I would have preferred if stamina drained was just slower with your pickaxe equipped and not just giving full infinite sprint, but whatever, this still works. Speaking of cover, environmental structures got a health boost. Rocks, trees, and some other breakable objects have been given increased health specifically in Zero Build. This is to help these structures be more useful as cover. Like I mentioned in a previous video, in build mode, these objects are just used to get some quick mats. But in Zero Build, these objects make for great situational cover. And this health boost only adds to that. Anything that helps break line of sight in Zero Build is a helpful tool, and making these tools more durable is a nice change. Another quality of life change is that reboots are now faster in Zero Build. Not much to say about this, that's just nice. You can't easily protect yourself while rebooting, so making it just a little bit faster is a nice change of pace. The next change has to do with gliding. You can now open and close your glider freely all the way down to the ground. This is a really fun change, letting people have more forgiving drops. Your glider will still be forced out from jumping from the bus, but you can still close it on the way down. If you had a bad drop before this change, you would have been stuck in the air for a good amount of time. Not anymore. Drops are now infinitely more forgiving, which is a nice change. What's not a nice change is this. Lethal fall damage has been removed, meaning you cannot die from fall damage. That's so stupid. Now, you can just jump from any height with little consequences. Fall damage is still in the game, and a great height will still take away all of your health down to 1, but it won't kill you. I don't even understand why they made this change. Like, who is even asking for this? The lemmings? Fall damage has never been that big of an issue. There are plenty of items in rotation that can be used to break your fall if you need to. Not to mention that they also added glider redeploy in this update as well, so you can just throw out your glider whenever you need to. They already solved the problem of getting down from a large height with this. So why make this change at all? The only good thing that comes out of this change is that the landing animation is very funny.
If you use this in...
That's fucking awesome!
Yeah.
That's fucking cool!
The reason I like a lot of the other changes is because they all either add some interesting complexity to gameplay, or they were quality of life changes, and this change does neither of those two things. Without lethal fall damage, it takes away unique and niche ways of eliminating opponents. A while ago, I made a short back in Chapter 4 where I ran into 2 players teaming in solos that were camping in a building. They were way too scared to come down, so I just broke the base of the tower and killed them both. This was an incredibly satisfying moment at the time, but that just can't happen anymore. If this were to happen now, this still would have gotten these 2 players incredibly low, but it just wouldn't have been the same if I had to finish them off after. Removing lethal fall damage doesn't add anything to the game other than making the Darwin players live a little bit longer. Yes, fall damage can be annoying, but just because something is annoying doesn't mean that you need to remove it. Like, it's annoying when other people shoot at me. Are they gonna remove that next? This is what I mean when I say that it removes complexity, because now, fall damage is not as big of a threat as it used to be. This is also the same reason why I don't like the fact that you now start every match with a gun. Jumping from the bus, you now start with a mini and a pistol in your inventory. This stops you from being defenseless off spawn. But like, that was kind of fun. Scrambling to find a gun at the start of a game added purpose to your landing, especially at a hot drop. It added this fun, chaotic nature to getting into a fight off spawn. Sure, it's not enjoyable when the other person gets the gun first, but when you got the gun first, it was very enjoyable. And you can't have one without the other, and the starting pistol just removes this completely. Besides, the starting pistol they give you is terrible. It does so little damage that you'll basically be replacing this thing anyway. Like, either start me with a decent pistol, or don't start me with any weapon at all. Sure, it's nice to have a gun at the start, but I feel like this just takes away more than it adds, but hey, that's just me. And those are all of the changes that they've made to Zero Build. To summarize, I like pocket items and overshield siphon. I'm more so-so on pickaxe sprinting, but I like stronger environments and faster reboots. Glider redeploy is nice, but I'm not the biggest fan of no lethal fall damage and starting with a weapon. Regardless of how I feel, all of this adds a lot more life to Zero Build. It gives it a more unique experience than just being Fortnite without a build key. While I'm not the biggest fan of all of these changes, they're still interesting to see. It's cool seeing them evolve Zero Build and make it more methodical the way that build mode is, and a lot of these changes help with that. Regardless, this is still a step in the right direction, even with a lot of the baby mode changes that I don't like. And that's it. You can leave. Show Michael what they did to bunkers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, check
this out. Oh. They're
Hey,
called
that's
Bricka
cool.
bunkers now. Epic says that they're a Zero Build version of Porta bunkers.
We already had.
Yeah.
No.
Don't
no,
think about it.
no,
Don't think about
no,
it. Don't think about
no,
it. about
Don't
it.
think about it.
I will not be rage baited.